All right, it's media day, 6-5A Division I. We're talking with Frisco Head Coach Jeff Harbert. Coach, it's kind of been the dream of Frisco ISD to get all the teams together, and with you and a couple other teams moving up from Division II to Division I, with the outlier being Sherman. It's an all-Frisco district. Talk to me about what you think about finally being in a deal where you only have 3 stadiums really to worry about going to, and these teams that you might be familiar with.
Yeah, we were, I guess, the last time before they split divisions, we were all together for a couple years, and it was a deal where, you see each other all the time, and you almost get sick of playing each other because that's who you're seeing all the time. So it was nice to kind of get a break and branch out and let our kids travel to the different stadiums that they weren't used to, because, they grow up playing FFL against all these kids and playing the same kids. So it's nice to kind of do that, but it's nice to get back at them because, it's been 4 years since we played, Wakeland, Lone Star, some of those teams. We've played non-district against Reedy the last several years, but, it's nice to kind of be back. And, you got, I think we've got 2 games out of town, so the rest of them are in Frisco. So that's nice and convenient, and everybody can kind of settle in, and all the family can get there to watch. So that's definitely a benefit to it.
I was going to say, with these gas prices, that may help out a lot too.
Yeah.
For buses, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Does that help a little bit that the kids have familiarity with growing up playing some of these kids? Or, I mean, I know you talked about wanting to play different teams, and maybe you can do that in the non-district and whatnot, but in an 8-team or 9-team district, you're going to have 8 games where 7 of them are going to be ones where you may be a little bit familiar with them, so you can get out of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those deals where if kids you're playing kids from other towns that they don't necessarily know, and they've maybe heard that they're really good, so there's a level of trepidation going into it. But with the guys that we're playing here, everybody knows, like, oh man, they were good at this age, and we played against them and we beat them here and we beat them there. So it's a deal where definitely the familiarity kind of removes some of that questioning aspect that you might have going into it, and just makes it about playing ball, and kind of makes it a little more fun, because it's like, you got guys in the same grade that have played against each other for 10, 11 years since they were 6, 7 years old. And it just makes it fun. Like, oh, I'm playing this guy again. We're been playing each other since we were that little. I beat him, he beats me, and kind of adds a little more sauce to the game.
Well, before we get onto your team, we had a saying around the office the last 4 years, at the death taxes in Frisco playing South Oak Cliff in the second round. We're going to miss those games, because are you going to miss them at all? That friendly competition you guys had?
Yeah, it got to be kind of a neat deal between us, because there's definitely, mutual respect between both programs, and, they're extremely talented. Year in and year out, and obviously able to get over the hump, and happy for those guys to be able to finish it. But yeah, it was a neat deal getting to play them, but it sure wasn't fun playing them by any stretch of the imagination. They were always tough games, and it was, you knew going into it, it's like, man, you better be ready, because you're gonna get hit in the mouth, and these dudes are gonna come at you. And it's been a fun series and a neat couple of years, but we're definitely glad to kind of be able to steer clear of them this next year.
That's true. You'll definitely see, if you won't see different teams in your district, you'll definitely see different teams in the playoffs.
Yes.
Speaking of which, that's if you get to the playoffs, because I know you have a lot of graduation going on, especially on the O-line. And I know in the past the Raccoons had hang their hat on the running game. What are you looking for in the offensive line, especially with Cole at Texas and a lot of your other seniors that have graduated? Do we have guys stepping up? What's your aspect? What you're looking at on the offensive line there for the Raccoons?
Yeah, we're optimistic. We know it'll be last year, having the experience we had up front. All the guys had played. Cole had been his 3rd year as a starter, and just the level of familiarity they had with our scheme and our system allowed us to do some things a lot different. And there might be some things that we have to pare back some, but we feel really good about our skill positions, and we think we've got some guys that are ready to step up and do some big things. And we feel like we have, for our system, some guys that'll really be productive with what we do and how we do things. And like I said, with Brandon and Jordan coming back in the backfield, that if they can make a little bit of headway on the O-line, I think those guys are going to be good enough behind them to really turn out some productivity.
It seems like every successful team has an athlete that coach kind of dreams of different ways to use them, and Brandon kind of seems like that guy for you. I know he's going to be in the backfield for you, but do you see him being used in different ways in the backfield as far as how he gets the ball?
Yeah, and I mean, really, Brandon's going to have to be our primary quarterback this year. Last year we had Wyatt Carson, and Wyatt did a great job, and he had some experience, so it allowed us to move Brandon around a little bit more than probably what we're going to be able to do this year. But we got some young guys, some young quarterbacks, and maybe it'll present opportunities where we can do that, move him around. But he'll definitely be kind of the bell cow quarterback for us this year, in addition to linebacker.
I got you. And how's the defense looking? I know spring practices are probably coming up. If they haven't started already, what are you looking for on the defensive end? I know you had hit with a lot of graduation there as well.
Yeah. We lost some guys. We lost some really good players, but we've got some young guys that will be inexperienced. So I think early on it's going to be key to get them the experience they need for the tough district games and things of that nature. But I think it sets up well for us to be able to do that. Our defensive line will be the strength of our team. We've got 4 guys coming back, 5 really, with some experience. We're thin, so we're going to have to play guys on both sides of the ball, but that's kind of what Frisco's accustomed to doing. But we have a really strong defensive front, and then we've got some solid linebackers, and then I'm excited about some of our guys in secondary. So I think defense could be a strong suit for us, and I know the D-line will kind of be our strongest part of the team this year.
I guess to kind of finish things out, like most 5A Division I districts, it's a 9-team district, so you only have the two non-district games. Who are those games, and how do you hope they get you prepared for the real stuff that starts in week 3?
Well, we open up with Fort Worth Brewer, or White Settlement Brewer. They're a playoff team from last year, won 8 games, so they got some kids coming back. So I think they'll be a tough opponent. And then we have Burleson Centennial. They're flex bone, so it's kind of one of those deals. Not a lot of people want to play us because we run the wing tee, and not a lot of people want to play them because they run the flex bone. So we kind of end up playing each other. But they're a playoff team from last year, and very solid program, had success over the last couple of years. So I think it'll be, a good early test, kind of have to force us to get out of our comfort zone and really grow as some inexperienced players and play some tough competition and get us ready for that first district ball game.
That's awesome. I know this is a way too early look at the season, but hey, it's Texas, so we got to look at high school football all year round. So
yes, sir.
I appreciate you joining us, and good luck through the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ward.